glistens off the streets. Rainfall washes away the memories in binary. Salvation bathes us in its glow. We look up to the sky and dream of Neo Tokyo. Let go, take flight, dreams begin to reignite. So clear, so bright, we're glowing in the dead of night. Plug in, online, the data stream linking our minds. Circuits
I like those effects. You guys nailed it this time. All right, ladies, gentlemen, and some of the Karens that might be watching this stream, welcome to the second round of the Meta Tournament. So today, guys, let me give you some context on what's about to happen. So we have our S2 community, which is a bunch of people who hopped into our second part of Neo Tokyo. They're going to be competing today for their NFT items. If you're new to NFTs, you're new to Neo Tokyo, I'm basically speaking straight gibberish. You're probably very confused about what I'm talking about, and that's quite okay. What you need to understand is people today are competing for NFT prizes that on the secondary would probably sell for about any ranging between $10 to $50, even $100,000. The person who ranks the highest in the tournament gets the rarest one. That's the most valuable. We'll probably go for $100,000, $150,000, something like that if we look at comparable NFT resale prices here. The loser will get the lowest valued one. It's pretty simple. So that also being said today, guys, I want to state very clearly before we get going, my name is Alex Becker. I'm the head of Neo Tokyo. If you don't know, if you do know, hello, good to see you guys. Welcome from over on YouTube. And I want to stress before we get going, look, we're here to have a good time. If you're new to NFTs, you're new to crypto and stuff like that, we're not trying to get anybody to buy any crypto here. We're not trying to get anybody to buy any NFTs. What we're simply doing is my community, which is a community called Neo Tokyo, which is a network of VCs, game studio heads, influencers, people that are really interested in building the metaverse and crypto gaming. We're putting this tournament so we can find a fun way to assign some of our members their newest NFTs. So that's basically all that's going to be going on today, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to watch some people compete and kill each other for some neat prizes. And that's all there is to it. Let me see what you guys are doing in chat. Awesome. Cool. Veluspa for the win. I still can't even pronounce that guild. So that being said, guys, I think I'm going to turn it over to announcers. I think we're ready to get going. And Sim, John, you guys want to take it? Mr. Becker.
Yeah, pretty good. It's good to be back on the mic, I must say. I'm looking forward to this one. Haven't done a round of casting in a while since getting into NFTs myself. It's been an interesting ride. I like how Alex explained it all on what we're going to be doing today and what we're going to be showcasing. It's a different format for people to be able to picking up their prizes and to be able to continue how they basically move up the rankings within Neo Tokyo and get these different the distribution process, should I say. It's fascinating. It's different. I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, it's good to be able to get back to a game that I've pretty much been, doing since 2017 and beyond. It's, when we kind of from this angle, looking at all the different aspects and stuff, when we come back to PUBG, there's with this one in particular, looking from a solos directive, it's different to what I'm normally used to, right? We're looking, when we play PUBG from a competitive standpoint, it's mainly in fours, and so on and so forth, with team-based and variations. Now we're throwing all these into solos. It's back to the olden days. It's back to when we first started this game, we first started out. You're throwing 100 players down, you've got all the guns, you've got all the weapons, you've got everything else. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic, simply based on the scoring system. So you get a multitude of different scoring levels. You get, first of all, for your placement within the game, the top ranked player, the one who wins the entire match, is going to pick up 50 points. Now, the reason this is so interesting is when you look at second place, it's 9 points. That is a monumental drop-off of 41 points for second place. Like, if you can somehow win 2 of these lobbies, you are well and truly on your way to potentially winning this whole thing. Like, that is a massive, massive drop-off in points.
That's right.
But there is an opposing way to try and do this one. It's 3 points per frag, or 3 points for a kill, whichever way you want to kind of cut it and call it. You could potentially be able to work your way up those rankings if you wanted to on frags alone. Now, that's not going to be any easy feat by any means whatsoever, right? You need to do a hell of a lot of work to be able to get up to that top. You're looking at 16 kills to try and match that 50-point break at the top spot. So, really, if you're having a few rough games at the start, game 1 and 2, you're down in the bottom areas, yes, you're still going to be picking up some sort of points, so you're not out of range whatsoever if you're looking at 11th to 20th, 21st to 30th, and so on and so forth. You're still going to be getting a few points here and there, unless you're out of the top 50, and then, well, it's, rest in peace, brother. There's nothing else we can really do about that. But above that, you are going to be able to at least be able to keep some of those points tanked up, and if you have these rough first few games, you're going to have to press in and just go hard against the fragging.
Absolutely.
Four maps of Erangel should be interesting as well. It's something that we're well and truly known for. Hey, John.
Yeah, Erangel, it's the OG map, and you know, we figured if we're gonna have 4 matches, let's bring it back, not to the basics, but to what many would say in the community would be the best. Sims?
Yeah, we started with Erangel, right? It's had a facelift and it's changed up over the years, but it's still the, you know, it's the one, it's a true love here within PUBG, right? Everyone knows the map, everyone knows what we started out with, and I was touching on it, how we started off in solos to begin with. That's what everyone was kind of playing back in the day. I mean, hell, it was,
Yep.
Oh, it was third person. It makes me hurt saying it, John. It was third person back in the day, but then we moved to the first person perspective. But I'm excited. Like I said, that the main thing for this is there's different dynamics. Not used to casting solos. There's going to be 100 players. It's going to be absolute carnage. We have some different dynamics with the point structure and how that's all laid out. But most importantly, it's the prizes that are on the line, right? There's a hell of a lot on the line for some of these players and what they're playing for in the bigger picture of Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, that's right. And chat is already going crazy. By the way, you guys are nuts. We've got a hype train here on Twitch where I'm seeing different guilds shouted out. Here's what you guys need to do for me and Sims is if you're representing a guild or certain players, make sure we know about it. We've got mutant cats in the chat. This is fantastic. All right, we've got solo players, but a lot of pride as well. And so while it's just individuals, I think we're going to see a lot of group pride and an organized effort to see some of these people win.
I'm seeing the map in the back, John, and there's something that's kind of dragging out to my mind. I'm not going to just kind of talk about it at the moment, but there is a potential for a pretty fiery start off because of the playing path of where it's beginning. Now, with the initial circles, general rule of thumb, every circle must touch the flight path. So wherever it starts, somewhere along that line, even if it's all the way at the very, very edge, that initial circle has to be touching that flight path. There is one specific island on this, and that's kind of all I'll say about this one. It could give us a very, very fiery start and a very impressive competition.
I like it. If you're just joining us, my name is John. I'm casting alongside of not Sims, the Sims, and you're here for a $250,000 PUBG tournament. People have been competing all this last weekend. There was 4,000 competitors, thousands of people playing, and it's just been whittled down to just a handful. And 4 games, solos. It's going to be back-to-back action, and you've already stated it, Sims, but for everyone just joining us, the thing that excites me the most is the ability for the giant swing, Sims. Somebody could really brick 2 games in a row, but anything is possible with this kind of format, this kind of scoring as we head in to game number 1. What do you think of this map so far?
This is what we were kind of speaking about. Starting down from south and heading up towards the north, you've got Sosnovka in play. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, we're going to get the Sosnovka Island ending, but if the circle pops over that, bam, we get the full transition from the north all the way down to the south. Everyone's in the vehicles. Everyone's going to be dip-diving down to that. You do have the bridges. There's a couple of other little bits in play with the new boats that are on there and the additions that kind of make it easier to get across. We have bigger bridges now within Erangel. It's one of the new additions to this map. The bridges are a lot wider. They have an underpass catwalk that you can use to be able to get yourself across there. But, and kind of what we spoke about, John, with it being solos and with the points being so high at the top, Sosnovka Millie is usually somewhere that you go there for carnage, you go there for hell, you go there to get kills. You've got nobody in Sosnovka Millie, but you do have people on the opposing side just off from it, and that's a shotgun early game. No ammunition fired. You have no body armor. You have nothing on this. The shotgun with 9 pellets, it's going to rip you in 2.
That's right. We're seeing some close quarter combat early on here at the drop. This is going to be some of our only chance to see players fight this way. You see the strategy. Great shots by Biggie. And down goes Mountain. And the little love tap right there as we're starting looting off very early. Getting a look at the map here. We've already seen 1 kill go down.
Yeah, there was no one really in transition on the opposing side of it, but the circle does hit down towards the south, so everyone will have to migrate across. Now, the bigger question we have to ask ourselves, is there possibility to camp a bridge? Can you go and secure one of those and just frag for your life as people try and transition across there? There is the option, but again, you still have to remember in your mind at all times, everyone's playing for that #1 spot. It's okay going, balls to the wall when you're looking for kills and stuff, but you're putting yourself in the firing line. You're giving yourself a precarious situation, and you've really got to weigh it up. I think for these first 2 games, playing for the win is the absolute way to do this, right? You want to try and survive until late game, keep your head down as much as possible. You're going to get frags in the end game because at the end of the day, the circle is going to push you together. There's nothing else you can really do about that. But certainly for now, like, I cannot fathom how quiet, how dead Sosnovka is. Like, this is one of our main areas that people go. It's crazy.
That's right. And you stated it earlier. People know that as a known hot drop. Everyone's playing for survival, especially round 1. Sims, I think people are trying to feel out the competition. Not everyone got a chance to play against each other yesterday, and not everyone's quite sure who's even in this lobby. They're taking their time.
That's the most difficult part, I would say, right? It's you don't really know. I'm looking at this from a competitive standpoint. This is a competitive game at heart. But from a competitive standpoint, when we're looking at how many, it's a best of 4. That's the only way to describe this. This is a best of 4. There is no practice time. There is no learning the rule sets. There is no learning who your competition is.
Well, guys, I think there's one other thing we really need to point out here that's extremely important. Who are we betting on to win?
Ooh.
This is the important thing, okay? I'm over here. I'm drinking an old fashioned. All right?
There you go.
I gotta get some sin in. All right. So who are we gonna be betting on in this tournament? Who are you guys picking to win? If you pick who wins, I will give you $12.
$12.
I will buy you a pair of socks on Amazon as well.
That is amazing.
Wherever you want, any pair of socks you can find on Amazon. That is the bet.
Well, I mean, just based off of the first kill, Biggie 2, let's go. Biggie 2 to G. I'm throwing my hat in the ring for the man who got the first pop-off kill on stream.
I'm gonna try and find the most offensive name. I need
there you go.
I'm gonna go look somewhere.
Look, I've been told Vegas is performing in this competition, so I'm gonna go with Vegas on this. He is known for being a very dirty sniper.
Well, it's very interesting because we have kind of like a Hunger's Game kind of situation where there's, in Hunger Games there are some players that would be training. They were very good at it. They were hunting all the other players. So some of the S2s have had a few players who are really, really good. Some of their friends come in and take their spots and play for them, so they have a better chance at winning. So some of these are some very talented players against normal people. So.
Well, and isn't that what community is all about, right? This is what we're building together.
Yeah, we're all fucking. Look, Neo Tokyo is very well bonded, but there's only one rule in these games: fuck everyone.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's these NFTs are very valuable. These things, the top NFT right here will probably go for about 100K on the secondary, and give the winner big PP rights in the community. So everyone's playing to win here, and I encourage them to.
Yeah,
I love the most interesting thing about this is, like, for those, and you kind of touched on it, Alex, at the start, for those who aren't necessarily rounded with NFTs or within the individual communities supporting their groups, their projects, and so on and so forth. Like, with how you are distributing these as well via these games, via these rounds, it is a different distribution strategy. But all in all, like, how much these NFTs are worth, like, I've had a few people say, why are these guys playing for NFT? It's like, you have no idea how big these communities and how big the scene is if you're outside of it.
You can flip open the secondary on Neo Tokyo. And again, for everybody hopping in right here, I'm sure when you hear the word NFT and crypto, you think someone's trying to get you invested in something. I want to state multiple times in this tournament, we're just having a fun way to distribute our NFTs in our community. We're not trying to get anybody here to buy a $20,000, $30,000 NFT. We're not trying to do that. That being said, if you do go look at the secondary for the S1 Neo Tokyo, I think the floor is like, the lowest one you can get is like $150,000, $200,000 right now, or maybe a little bit lower than that. But yeah, these definitely can be resold if you flip over to the secondary for real cash bucks. So there is financial consequences to people playing right now.
Yeah, and I love that. There are far-reaching implications for what happens, not just in each round of this tournament, but literally each moment. We saw some players go down
guys,
right
wait.
away.
I have my person. Sorry, I don't.
Okay, here it is. Where is it? Did you see it?
It's Becker's 6-pack. All right?
There you go.
A testament to my rocking ass. That's who I believe in. I got rock solid faith in this guy. So.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
there you go.
This dude's butchered. There is no getting around this one. Oh, he actually jumped back in it.
Oh, that's great.
Look at this strategy behind the boat. Look.
Nade him, get him, fish him out. Do it. Just gotta go over the boat.
Oh, just shy. Great shots there by Bibbin. It's going to take the advantage now. Just has a hair of more health. I don't know that he sees him underwater, though. Oh.
This is a pretty exciting fight right here.
I'd be shitting myself if I was on the court.
He should swim underneath and swim underneath him and then ninja him. I don't know if they can do that.
It's hard because with one of the ways they tried to
stop players
from...
He's going for it.
You can't hold your breath for very long. That's the problem, and then you lose life. I think he's spotted him. That's why he's tapping away now. If he gets on the rock, though, if he can just get out of that water, he might be able to lean round and tap him. Yeah, he hasn't seen him. He's away.
Oh, my gosh. Bibbin's just holding position there as Funk makes his way around the rock, and that right there, you can see it in the bottom right there on their own little island to themselves. We're watching just a great view of players feeling each other out. This point in the game, there's going to be a lot of long-range combat, but solos is just a different breed for competitive PUBG. We're going to see plays and strategies that you don't really get to see that often.
Well, again, the whole incentive is to get kills, you know, because we don't want the campers. So, really, the people racking up the kills are really securing their top spots for those NFTs.
Everyone will have to begin the migration now. Circle's closing in, and we do have an absolute boatload of people towards the northern side of this, just past Inyaz Naya, coming off the back of Georgia Paul mounting as well. You'll see about 10 to 15 players that all need, eventually, to move from the western side. The circle's edges is closing in on the bridges. This is where it's going to get really interesting. Whether or not somebody wants to try and be the... I'll be the bastard, to be fair, and sit on the bridge, because if they do, it's going to be very, very problematic. I mean, just look at that. The entire western side, how many players are actually on there. And you do have 2 people just sitting by the little lighthouse, where I think it's quick math, you'll see him. They all have to cross his path. Now, whether or not he's going to have the ammunition to do it or not, it's a different question. Whether or not he's got the balls to do it, it's a different question altogether. But he could have a full wall of players just slamming that bridge and potentially farming them.
Here we go. Benny in the dropping right by. Player gets shot in the back. Did not clear the room. Outer 1508 going to take that kill. And that's 3 points already towards his score. He's number 5th in kills in the lobby. So many players still to go down. It's just so funny looking at some of these engagements. The bird's eye view we have. The players... Oh, Outer Citizen making quick work of Fluke. He may have had God mode on that one. He just knew.
Laying down would suggest no armor as well. Couldn't quite check it before he died, but instantly mopped up. Few players going to be swimming across on the eastern side. I'm seeing boats also in play. If you're up by Ripper and Gamer at the moment, just by the top side, they do have a bit of work to do, but it won't hit that hard just yet. Blue is still on the outside.
Becker 6-pack. I still see him there. All right.
Where is he? Where is he? Let's
he's
kind of
around.
home in on this guy.
Who'd you guys pick again? Let me officially note this down. Who'd you guys pick?
I'm going for Vegas because I have insider information.
Insider, you're cheating. Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Good.
Mr. Becker, sir, I think my guy's dead. I can't find him.
You can't. Oh gosh. Well,
I can't find Biggie. Where'd Biggie go?
No socks for you, man.
Dang it.
No socks.
I want these socks. Definitely want these.
They're great socks. I'm gonna get you really good socks, man. They're gonna be excellent. Wear them every night. Don't take them off for a year.
Oh well.
Then we'll resell them as an NFT.
Sell them on
we'll
secondary.
We'll see how much we can get for that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, if you're new to PUBG, this is a game of survival. You're going to have a detailed inventory of different utility, armor, and weapons. And so at this point in the game, Sims, wouldn't you say most everyone's gotten their first bout of loot? They're looking at least pretty decent. And some of these engagements are going to at least include some full kits.
I'd say there's 2 sides to that. One, you would hope so, because I think if you haven't... Oh, Becker 6-pack in the kill feed. There he is. You got to keep an eye on him.
Oh, just like in real life, my 6-pack is performing excellently.
Shotgun right down. You've got to make sure there's a 2-tab. You've got to hit them both, and he does. If he'd have missed the first one, he would have been absolutely buggered, but he does stay alive. But to kind of allude what you said, yes, everyone should have their gear sets by now, given the circle. There wasn't many people that dropped on Sosnovka. Now, remember that there must have been maybe 3 or 5 players. Everybody else may be panicking and moving early. So everyone else now that's outside of the blue, I mean, just look at the west. You've got, what, a bank of 10 players that all need to funnel and be bottlenecked across that bridge. For some others that did come across this early, they potentially may not have their gear sets. For Becker's 6-pack, that's a 2-2 that I'm seeing at least with a vehicle in the back. He does have a mobility. There is gear still in here. And I'd say with the way he's moving, he's definitely an acceptable player.
I'm counting on this guy. He's representing.
Well, we need to get him some socks. He's rocking the barefoot right now.
Socks for you guys, man. I'm not doing so well lately. I can only afford one pair of socks. Or I'd be
gosh,
offering this around.
I did see my guy Biggie 2 to G. Okay, he's to the northeast.
Yeah, he's alive. Yeah, I see him right there.
Of Sosnovka. Okay, so we're still in it. We're great.
All right, good.
We are going to make it. Punk just died. That's sad to see.
Yeah.
Had to see the NFT sayings just drop off left, right, and center.
Exactly. I'm gonna start putting up sock NFTs while we're making it, so I can afford to buy some new socks for 6-pack. But if that guy dies, though, he's dead to me. All right. If he doesn't make it at least in the top 10 in this round.
Yeah, you don't get a second choice here. You've got to stick
I'm a fickle asshole. All right, look, I'm not loyal. So.
Any bridge campers? Come on, someone do it. Someone be a horrible human being. Oh, no, they're too busy swimming.
Who has the most kills right now? Is there a way to check that? Do we know? I'm the worst announcer ever. I'm just sitting here like,
won't be.
This is a neat game.
Well, the last we saw, an individual got a kill, and with one kill, he was in 5th place. So here we go. Rise Neo Tokyo right there. That was our #1 kill leader with 3 kills. And so we have 56 players alive, and people are still got a lot of time left to pick up some points and get some kills.
Yeah, the observers will be able to see it, so they'll be able to check in with the top fraggers now and then.
Yeah.
This
there
in particular is most
OX
one
the
with
Villa.
Oh, he's naded though.
Classy gentleman, known for his excellent crouching skills. Look at those crouching skills. Look at that.
Oof, takes the nade right on the nose.
This guy is. I don't think he can make it. I can see.
Gotta move quick.
Told you.
And Private Party, just like that, takes down our kill leader. And Davila, though, is going to be heading out of this match with at least, what is the math on that? 9 points? That's solid.
52 points by my math calculations, sir.
That's right. There you go.
Third party's in abundance here. I do feel sorry for him. He's got one in the front, one in the back. Someone on the tower. He'll still be holding the bridge side as well, so he'll be able to get across it, I think, cleanly on the opposing side. There isn't anyone there. You've still got an absolute ton of stragglers just off from the side of the map, and I'm expecting on the west just to be a bit of a cluster, to be honest. Whether or not he wants to move out of the blue or not is a different question from this individual player. One frag on the back, but still this horrible, horrible human being just camping everybody from behind. It's not cool, bro.
Bad behavior.
Yeah, so Sims, fill us in. PUBG is one of the original, some would say the OG BR, Battle Royale. How does this differ from some of the other titles people might be familiar with? See a lot of players camping in blue. They're taking some damage, but not enough. What are people thinking right now at this point in the rotation?
I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing shotgun versus shotgun, which kind of says it all, to be fair. It's not necessarily the meta we would see normally in comp, but they want to push it. With something like this, you have to be quick and you have to be able to take these individual compounds. The shotguns, regardless of armor or not, do a ton. An absolute ton of damage. That's a decent nade and he'll hold him back, but he'll still hold it and go for it and get the frag. Lays him dead to rights, even at 50% health.
That's great. And we've seen Bibbin actually now make his way from that boat battle in the water, and he's come a long way. We're proud of you, Bibbin.
Every time I see somebody with a sniper, I just think, please. I don't want to see none of this one-on-one action. Just give me the long-range shots and I'll be happy all day long. So we have just crossed the 50% mark. The players alive. We're down to 40.
What a loser.
And you just called a pro. You just called a pro player. He's a pro player.
He's gonna come to my house and beat the shit out of me. Live on
Snakers is gonna pop off next round. Watch. He's gonna hot drop. Ooh, Rich Connor, clean shots. Give it, takes him out. He's got 2 players to loot there.
He needs it because the blue's going to be here, so provided you have... he's got the meds to do it, it should be okay.
Again, I'm kind of a PUBG noob here, all right? When did the Pokemon start showing up? I'm just playing. I've watched the PUBG game once. So the circle, that's going to start draining their life, right?
It will do, yes.
Yeah,
they need to get to the further you are away from the white's edge, the more damage it will do, but it increases over time, so as we go through the game, the damage, like, you'll get to one point where a couple of ticks and you're pretty much dead. So it's all about forcing people to that part. It depends which meta you want to play. Some people will just go center. If there is compounds and cover in there, get to the center, stick your neck out and hope for the best. If you're playing Edge, you're always playing the circle game where it's going to move away from you or close to you or not.
And if their health gets to 0, they die, right?
Yep.
I'm just asking stupid questions to troll at this point. Did the cars have gasoline?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Say that again, sorry? Did the cars take fuel?
What's this game coded in? Is this C++?
Hey, I hate to break it to you, Mr. Becker, sir, but Becker 6-pack has gone down. What? And
not even top 10.
He did have 7 kills though, so he heard your advice. Is it you playing? Is this you? Like you wanted the fast kill meta?
What if I was playing? Yeah. I just entered the game in God mode.
It did so awfully quiet, didn't it? At one point.
Yeah, that would be the controversy. Such I enter my own game using all mods and cheats.
Yeah, and just so everyone keeping track at home, 7 kills is going to be a 21-point game, which is a decent score. So even dying, not even in the top 30. You have the chance, if you pop off with kills, to get a lot of points. Ooh, Rich O'Connor taking the shots. Gonna be getting
bye-bye. It took the bullet to the head. That man is dead, sadly. One from the top. You got 2 players directly below as well. It's not a... it wouldn't have been a bad position to be in, but sadly the circle has not been favourable to him, so he has to wander and scale down this mountainside, and he has to do it pretty damn quickly. Circle will be pushing in, and next one will start to hurt a lot. Whether he takes the leap of faith is a different question altogether. Again, his ankles aren't made of steel. It is going to hurt quite a lot. Ooh, that's a canine in the kill feed. All right, big sniper. A horrible shotgun in play. We never see this shotgun in play. We never see the DB ever come out because no one uses it.
Right next to each other.
They'll know it. They'll hear the feet. They'll hear the movement. They'll know someone's there. So, but again, this is what happens when there's 50 points up for grabs in every single game. Like, there's a lot on the line here. So I understand it. I get it.
Ooh, 9 kills. Pix 8 is not messing around. What is that, 27, 30 points?
I mean, he's going to be... Yeah. That in itself shows confidence to be running in a solos lobby with... You've seen the shotguns for the close combat. You've seen the ARs come out. Like, he's rocking the sniper rifle. Like, he's going for frags. He's hunting at range. So it's going to take a fair amount of skill and a fair amount of bollocks to be able to hold your own in a lobby like this with a sniper rifle, and he seems to be doing it.
Yeah, it feels like the calm before the storm here. 18 alive. We've seen the players slowly whittling down. 17 now. 20 minutes in this game 1. Blues closing in. And
Oldless, 10 kills.
If the Oldless is going to go, he's going to go for the win in this truck. He's going to go for high ground A-Sims. He's going to try to stay alive, or is he going to play the aggressive route?
I think at the moment it's getting... I mean, look what he's done. He's dug himself, basically. He's got off the hillside, which is good. He's got 2 vehicles that he can basically use as a tank meta, quote-unquote. He'll be able to get some sort of survivability and maneuverability, but the circle for the late game, it's pretty open. Like, everyone's rocking SLRs now. DMR's exceptionally strong. We're looking through several different players here, and they're all rocking the same gun. You have the resilience of that it is a 7.6, so it's going to hit really, really hard. More importantly, it's not like a bolt-action sniper rifle. You take one shot, you miss it, you've kind of fluffed it, people know your position. You're going to be able to spam these players down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all rocking DMRs. Like, this is kind of the what you would expect from higher-ended players, let's say. It's interesting just because of this whole dynamic of where the map is currently. It's a very, very open and broad area. There should be a few more infrats. A belting bit of spray control to hit him in the head as well. Oof.
Yeah, Oldless knew he had the shot. He took it. Whereas you just saw Citizen kind of hesitate on the shot, playing for position. Oldless is feeling it. He's got the spray down, and he's chugging 3 kills. Wants more.
Look, my boy Vegas is in kill feed, still alive, so you better get those socks ready. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, here's my boy.
Oh, Biggie's there as well?
If you see me suddenly get off the stream, it's me fleeing from my commitments of socks.
Oh, we saw a Snaker's reaction in chat to Mr. Becker calling him out for fall damage.
Me and Snakers, we're not friends. No.
Nice tag through the window. Picks are going to lean it though. He does have the snipers. If he hits the shot, it'll be ballsy, but it'll do the job. Oldless needs to be careful though that he does have one individual behind him still snaking down in this small compound. He's trying to get an angle, but there's also, I didn't realize that an M24 directly below. So if he does go for the hard cover on the vehicles, he's going to have a bad day.
And these players don't know who they're firing at necessarily. So they don't know if they're firing at the kill leader or somebody who just got in here to compete for some amazing NFTs. So they're having to pick and choose their engagements. They could be firing on a pro. They could be firing on someone who just started playing the game. Oldless, though, seems to know the game. Seems to know what he's doing.
Yeah, Pisco had the drop on him. He was there for the entire time, but the spin came through. Instantly eliminated him. He'll still hold it for now, but at your boy Biggie, whether or not he drops down is a different question. I'd be concerned after seeing a shot
Vegas
like
dead?
that.
Is
Vegas? No, he's there, just at the
no,
bottom.
God, oh, well, I also don't pick well. My ego served me very poorly in this game.
Look, you've got to trust your abs, right?
Yeah, I gotta try.
Oh, Vegas is dead.
Oh,
Well, shit.
And just like I predicted, Biggie 2 in the top 8. Seems to be a newer player. He was the one that was camping with the weird shotgun.
He's got to move, though.
He was fully prone on the edge.
But look at how much life he's lost by just touching the blue. Like, this starts to do damage, and he has quite an open run on his hands, so it's going to be difficult. Has he just clocked the player, though, behind? I think he has, and he knows it.
Oh, Oldless.
Yeah, he's still aware. This is all he can do, right? He needs to finish off Biggie and then run.
Is the Warriors at the moment. So they're... Basically, what the guilds want to have happen is the guilds have players representing them, and if the players do really well, then the guilds get prizes. So all sorts of other people are going to benefit financially if their players do well. We got a real Hunger's game kind of setup going on here. Yeah.
Oldless just took out my guy.
It encapsulates and really expands on that community vibe, right? That's what you want to be doing.
Oh yeah, so everybody's being a greedy fuck this weekend.
I don't blame them.
Yes.
Survival of the fittest.
Six-pack. I wonder what guild he's in.
Yeah, let us know in the chat.
I'm gonna have to find him and give him a pep talk because he's misrepresenting me. All right.
There you go.
Girls will not want to talk to me anymore based on his performance. So.
Copywriting strike.
Yeah, they're gonna think my abs are floppy.
Quite get it. Goes for the second one, but so okay, that's a response and a half to push into and get bodied like that.
Absolutely, you saw him lean up to it. Citizen definitely had his moment there, but Lam 1K took advantage of that flash, pivoted towards him. Looked like he kind of juked his step to the right. He's coming out on top in the top 4.
Are any of your guys left? No, none of our people are left.
At least it makes us all square, right? We can go again next round.
Yep.
Another crack at the whip.
I live again. Putting the debit card away.
The socks will save.
No, the socks. No, none for you.
Scenario. One of them spotted down towards the bottom side. Puts him up against the white. Could be problematic. I can't quite see. I don't think he's outside of the zone, but all the smokes are coming down, so the panic is about to ensure, but it doesn't matter because a nuke removes him from play, but this should be the time for the opposing one, which I believe is Touter, to make some sort of a pressure push into this.
Right. Yeah, and in the hands of anyone else, that's a frag grenade. In the hands of Slavic, like you said, that is a nuclear weapon. Golly. Real live. Outers taking these shots. They must see each other.
They're flirting. Playing footsie.
Outer's going to make the rotation. He at least knows where one of the other players is. I don't think he knows where Oldless is. Oldless has been on a terror. He's got a rotation. If I'm picking somebody to come out in the first place, it's him. Outer's going to take the time. Get some health up.
Oldless has given himself a lot of space. That's the good thing. He now just needs these two to fight. If those two fight, it gives him an opportunity to use the sounds of what's going on dictate where they're going to be and to move into a better position. Now, from Touter, who's currently on stream, this is probably an unexpected maneuver. However, for Odless, look at this. He's checking it already. He's having a look to make sure that the back sweep doesn't come through. Yeah,
and he likes having that rock and the tree.
He's got the vehicle as well. Just notice that he's still got the vehicle. You probably won't do it because then if you get into it now, you give away your position instantly. But he at least does have that, and somewhere as a fall backup plan if he had to. But he really wants these two to engage first. If these two engage, he gets the map position and he gets the knowledge of where they are located.
Well, it's even worse. You know, Oldless is playing for somebody, and if he loses here, there's rumors he's going to get beat and have his food restricted for a week and be locked in the refrigerator. So we really don't want that to happen. You know, these S1 owners, they're assholes. So
yeah, and that might explain why he's playing so furiously.
Oldless is terrified right now. He's shaking in his boots. That refrigerator, he's just been let out.
There's quite a lot on the line for him.
He's not bothered about the players in the game. It's the ones outside
He's just been in the refrigerator eating ham, just drinking Red Bulls and ham. That's his only diet he's been allowed all week. The diet of champions.
Well, it's working. He's #1 in damage in the lobby, #3 on kills, poised to take the first spot here. But these players, they have a lot of time. How many in minutes? Sims, how much are we looking at here? They got 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
I mean, while Circle's pushing until it hits the next white, you're looking at 20 seconds here. And there's two. Odless is actually the one in at the moment. The other two are playing on the outskirts, which is what you would do. You would naturally just let the blue push you at this point. Make sure no snakes are just kind of chilling in the backside. Keep them at arm's length. And I have to assume that Touter has some. In fact, he's looking at that tree, which suggests that he doesn't. Slavic definitely does note the position. Odless, while I was talking about map presence and map awareness, he is on the defilade of a hillside. He doesn't have vision on what's going on, really. Maybe on his left-hand side he can look to that, but he does have limited knowledge of what's on his right-hand side, which is now why he's forced to go to the peak of this kind of hill, so he can get some sort of knowledge. But he doesn't want to go overzealous and overstep his boundaries, because if he does that, then he gives away the info to Slavic. If Slavic doesn't know, and he keeps himself secluded from it, then he'll be able to get the surprise. It's going to be the domino effect. When two of these engage, the third one will come in, and it'll just be a bit of a cluster between all three of them.
Oof, Oldless could have... He could, yep, he saw it. I don't know if he noticed it, though. Touter, we were able to look, because we were able to see just a little bit of head movement there. And this is different with solos, right? If you've got a team around you, you're able to set up some tactics, maybe set up a distraction, an angle, play more aggressively. But when it's just you, you've got to take your time, because anyone could be at your back, anyone could be at your flank. Certainly playing like some lone wolves.
Well, that's it. When you're in the team-based game, you're playing the numbers game. You have numbers advantage that you can work off of.
Uh-oh, Oldest is going for it.
No, he's not.
I'm a terrible announcer.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, you are right. He's coming up for it.
I got it, nailed it. No!
Oh, Touter
Back
playing the waiting game, laying prone. People may have called him a camper, but he just took out the most cracked player that we got to observe so far in game number 1. Slavic versus Touter.
Oldest is being beaten as we speak, being locked in the fridge. Back to the ham.
Touter's trying to spot him out here, throwing some tactical nades, looking for him, and he might just get a taste of his own medicine. Slavic seeing Touter pop up ahead. Touter, oh man, Touter takes the game. Winner, chicken dinner. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Took him down at the end. Touter playing it like a champ. 2 of them back to back. Takes the circle, and most importantly, takes the 50 points and the 62-point game for Touter.
And Becker six-packed it horribly. What a dweeb. I picked...
Do we get another? Do we get to refresh ours, or do we have to stick with him now?
Snackers didn't even get a kill. He tripped and fell, broke his ankles, got taken down by a very, very, very mean, just a little dip. Didn't even get a kill. I'm just gonna make fun of this guy the entire game.
Yeah, those first 2 kills there in the replay, definitely nodding to the fact that we've got some new players. They're playing a little campy. That's okay, because the players are playing aggressive. Ended up really taking it. And love to see these replays. Yeah, Rich Connor, there's a great kill on a fully prone player. Oldless here, the beginning of his kind of dominant streak. I'm honestly surprised that Oldless wasn't able to walk away with the dub.
Yeah, it was. I suppose maybe you don't really know what vision he had. Well, clearly he didn't have any. We said from staying back on that defilade side of the hill, we made note of it that he had limited vision compared to the other two. I mean, look at this. He just walked into a snake in the grass. Wham bam, thank you very much, bye bye. And Tauta just continues to rack him up. And that's a GG. That's a win on the board for him. Right. So, again, points-wise, 4 frags plus the win. That's going to, if my maths is correct, and I'm not a mathematician, I'm pretty bad at it, but it should be 62 points. For game number 1, if you are supporting Tauta, whatever, you know, kind of clan and guild he's playing for in the back, that is a huge, huge start to this event.
Huge. And Tauta definitely didn't have first shot. You know, it's like the old Star Wars argument. Who shot first? Slavic had the advantage, in my opinion. He was able to take the first shot, missed, and Tauta was able to answer. And he went from being, honestly, just on his back foot, laying prone, holding on to a blade of grass, to taking number 1. That's a great plays out of Tauta.
It is indeed. I think we could be going to a break now. John, I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure I heard it in my ears. But either way, fantastic job overall. For now, we'll take a very short break. We'll return shortly with game number 2.
Hey, and we're back. Thank you guys for joining us on this amazing Solos PUBG $250,000 NFT community tournament. Sims, this is
excitement. Sorry.
This is so much. Yes, Mr. Becker, sir.
There is a lot to take in. There is an awful lot to take in. There's a lot going on.
Silly as shit.
I mean, that's the whole point, right? It's all about having fun. There's a shitload on the line, but having fun while doing it, you can't beat it. That's what we're here for, right?
Doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's how you play the game.
It's how you play the game. Unless you're supporting a guild and you just got a lot of.
I bet Snackers doesn't feel that way after getting taken out by a small hill and scoring 0 points. I really hope for his relationship, if he's in one, that he does better this game, because I don't think his lady's going to stick around after that pitiful performance.
Yeah,
well, bringing the
small hills are
completely.
Well,
small
that's
hills
a unique
are
thing.
very dangerous in PUBG. I mean, you can't see them coming. They're very subtle. So I don't know.
That's
they
a unique
sneak up
thing.
on you. Yeah.
Before we head over to the leaderboard, we just want to welcome everyone who's just clicking in, just joining us. We are heading into round 2 in just a little bit of 4 of a Solos $250,000 PUBG tournament. And my favorite thing about this is the mix of professional talent, brand new to the game, all of them vying for some amazing prizes. And I don't know where else, Sims, you get to hear the tournament organizer get to talk smack to a pro. I love it, by the way.
He's going to come and beat me up. You're going to hear like a breaking window in my background. Look, I'm sorry.
Yes.
That hill wasn't your fault. You couldn't have done anything.
Give me the citizen. Give me the citizen. Hand over the ledger.
There you go. Well, let's check out
to get access to citizens. Yes.
Let's check out the leaderboard. We'll take a look at the kill leaders, point leaders. Of course, a win being valued at 50 points and each kill being worth 3. Let's break it down, Sims.
81. That shocks me. I thought it was 50 and then 3, 6, 9. I thought it was 12, 50, and 12. I thought it was 62 for the top one, but we'll roll with it for now. Either way, you can see the disparity that already drops off, right? You're looking at it from there, the number 1 spot down to second. This is why winning this is so vital, and being able to get at the top, why there is so much, reliant on being that number 1 spot. But in flip reverse of that, it could go completely bad for Tauta in the next match. He could go out in bottom 50, bottom 100, whatever. And then there's a chance opens up for other people to take the top spot. But for anyone else who doesn't get up there, as long as they can at least consistently be around the top 15, top 20, and then start to really drive home these frags. You were speaking about yourself, Alex. Like, there is a secondary dynamic where if you're good at killing and hunting, then there is an opportunity to just let rip on these next few matches and work your way up those leaderboards.
Yeah, and the top 10 NFTs are all very, very valuable. So, I mean, like, it's really in your best interest, even if you don't have a shot at winning the entire thing, to just get in that top 20, top 25.
That's right. And hey,
remind me a little bit, how does it work with the guild system then? You were speaking about that there's like you're playing for a team, so to speak. Give me a bit more information on that.
Let me lay out the confusing shit show that is our community setup, okay? It's actually very well organized, but it seems like a PhD math system to people looking outside. So basically, all of our original minters, they form guilds of 200 people each. There's 2,000 of them, 10 guilds, okay? Each of those people has a team in the guild, or each of those people has their own team of 2 S2s, so the second minters, okay? And so all those teams, those S2s right there, the scores that they make, that determines the ranking of the teams, and then the total ranking or average of all the teams in a guild makes the power of the guild. Okay, so for example, I believe a guy named Vidar in our group, it might not be him, but I'm just going to speak nonsense. His player just won, so his team's on top right now, thus his guild is on top right now, Veluspa. So basically, yes, and then the guilds that have the highest point value at the end of this, they get chip NFTs, which I'm not going to tell you what they do, but they're pretty cool. It will make their NFTs much more valuable, and they'll get something really neat from that. So the guilds definitely want their players to win and to have the highest average ranking possible. And so whatever guild Touter is in,
pay that man.
They're happy. Yeah.
Pay that man. Pay that man. Well, here, as alluded, a slight adjustment to the points there. Nothing that really was too drastic in terms of the placement, but Touter leading with 62 points. Right now seems like he is galaxies away from everyone else, but if we just roll back, Sims, to the last few moments there, he was a couple clicks, a couple of missed shots away from coming in third place. And so for any of the players, anyone supporting a player, there's still such an opportunity to see a huge swing.
It's a little bit harder to suggest this next scenario now because you don't know exactly, and this is what happens in I would say higher level team play, right? When you get someone who's pulling away from the pack so vastly, you're going to be watching for those now in the kill feed. They are going to have a massive red X on their back. If you see him in the kill feed, regardless of whether you're going for kills or not, if you can knock out the kill leader, if you can knock out the point leader early, you open it up for yourself, for not only yourself, but for the rest of the map as well, and the rest of all the different players. So, I'm not suggesting any cohesion or anything like that within these, but if you see him in the kill feed, getting a hold of him and killing him early, it will benefit you. Even if he puts yourself in a bit of a difficult position, and you have to weigh up those odds, right? What am I in now? Is it going to be a shit show towards the late game? Am I in a decent position now to take advantage of where I am? There's a lot of thought process that goes on here, but certainly finding him and killing him early will now remove him from that top spot and open up game number 2.
Yeah, and these 96 players you guys see dropping into the map are the top players from yesterday's qualifying matches, where several thousand players were competing in PUBG to play today. And so we're coming at you guys in the middle of a narrative. Some of these players were able to match up against each other in other lobbies, and some of them are just for the very first time picking up with a pro. Snakers making a statement early on. Ether Viking, you're out of here. Snakers died from fall damage last round, but he's already starting off strong.
Yeah, but you even heard it. You heard his character make a bit of a whelp. He jumped off the building, hit the deck, and just sprayed down the player below him. So it's a bit of a risky one if that player had been looking out the window. What? Crypto Vamic has just been run over. Becker's six-pack's died from fall damage. Just putting that out there.
Becker's six-pack.
Becker's six-pack is died early from fall.
This is so scripted.
Your abs are not holding us up here, Becker. There's problems.
I'm in the same league as Snackers now.
That is hilarious.
What a dweeb.
We've heard so much about these six-packs, and they're just not living up to standard.
That's right. You see Riz Neo taking those shots long range just on the chance he hits a head dink, off the chance that he gets a free easy kill. But he's going to just take his time looting. Early on in the game, players are looking for guns, ammunition, armor, accessories, all the above. And we're seeing some early action, more so I would say than last game, as we fly over last game's #1 player. Touter's hurting.
You have to remember you've now kind of laid the lay of the land, so to speak. People understand what this lobby is going to be like. It's going to be cutthroat. The one similarity is the circle's the same. We're over on Sosnovka again. We're all the way down south, so anyone who's Stalber and above all the way north side of the map, they are completely buggered. They are going to have to monitor their time, get their gear as fast as humanly possible. Odless is just chilling to see if he can bait out any shots and see if anyone's around there, but we do have Roth on the opposing side. Now, if that's the Roth I'm thinking of, this is also another pro player, so we shouldn't really count him out just yet. DB in hand, ready for close combat. UMP in the other, not the greatest weapon to be going toe-to-toe, but he is 2-2'd up. Odless, I think, has spotted him.
That's right, taking his time as he approaches the gas station, looking, doesn't know quite where in the area he is. Odless, of course, one of our top players from last game. Ashamed for him if he went out early on, especially if that's the Roth that you could be thinking of.
There is potential if he swings over it. He's got guns now, which is good. You saw him instantly switch out both the DB and the UMP. AKM in hand, 7.62 fully auto, gonna hurt. It gives a bit more of a kick on it. So it's not the easiest gun in the world to control compared to like a 5.5 green, but still. Slipping around the corner. We take a quick look at that fight again, please, observers, because that one could. Odless was one of our top performing players in the latter round. Iron sight.
Great shot. Follow up. He's done. Wow. Roth. It seems he had no awareness of Odless. We couldn't really tell there. Odless definitely got the jump, got the better of him.
And that's a free bag of loot. That's a free bag of loot. That's a good, clean area. There is Keylogger just wandering through over the bridge. Has to be really careful with that one. Outer Citizen, straight onto Sick Daddy Kane. He's dead and gone. 2 players in the little whites over here. Kind of a problem. Whether they noted each other's presence is a different question altogether, but they're just outside of the whites, so not far to go once they come off of this. If that's the page I knew, this is one of the Finnish players, one of the best players arguably in the world, did very, very well the recent World Championship. So he spelled it the same way he would normally spell it, with a 3. So if this is page, that is the Finnish pro page, he is a effing god at this game, and a very dangerous one. 2 testicles could be in a heap of trouble going up against him, not only because of his individual skill, but also because of the UMP. It's not the best gun in the world. It's not going to do the most damage.
And he seems to at least have some awareness of player activity around him. Crouching in the middle of a building, seeing kill feeds go out. A little bit more active of a lobby. We predicted it coming into it. Just in case anyone at home is wondering, similar to a competitive PUBG tournament, we are running on a delay. So these players are not making use of this stream to capitalize on that. We're running on a delay so that we can preserve the integrity. Towder here taking some wild shots. What's the strategy in the spray there? I feel like you're just giving away your position, using up a lot of ammo.
He's camping for frags. You remember he's in the lead now, so he's camping for frags. If he can take out players, it's an easy three points for Pop. Didn't get it. That's a different kill feed. I was going to lose my mind then if he managed to do it. It does twofold as well, right? It alerts people on the opposing side that the bridge is hot, and if they're all being pussies and want to camp this one down and not engage in combat, you're not going to run that bridge now. You know it's loud. You know it's hot. Odless still continue to look for blood. He's already got one on the side, so trying to follow it up with a second one, but he does have an enemy below him. Puts him in a bit of a predicament when you've got one in the bunkers on the opposing side as well. Wait a minute. Look at that in the kill feed. Away key. That's 2 headshots back-to-back with a sniper rifle. Like, I have no idea what just happened. That was 1-2, thank you. That is 6 points with 2 bullets, 2 headshots. So I'm wondering if that was a third party or just a very, very, very quick scope. I don't know if we can take a look and check in at his position to see what he just did there, but he's just on the shoreline. He's in the water now, so he must be swimming across, but that is a fantastic to do something like that, even from a kill feed perspective, it does take a lot of skill.
We're seeing Rich Connor, one of the top players from round number 1, in a vehicle about to collide with, it looks like 4, almost 5 players just south of Pochinki. out there in the open. Be interested to see if the players decide to engage on this. Rich Connor seems to have left his vehicle, looking around. Take some shots. 38 on Nuldeo. Oof, these little cheeky skirmishes.
Apparently the chat's absolutely raging that we're calling him Touter. It's NT Outer, which is fine. We'll roll with Outer. We'll go with that. That's not a problem. Hey, look, it's all for fun. We make these mistakes now and again, and it's a whole bundle of different players, and we're trying to learn through them and get through them. Oldless is dead. We will make note of that. So one of our top-performing players from the latter round. Chris takes him out. Vegas also in the kill feed. Again, keep note of that western bridge. Keep a track of it. There is a boatload of players that are starting to cluster together, and it could be very, very problematic.
That's right. Also down there near that bridge is the potential of Paige, the Finnish pro, sitting there, possibly to catch players on rotation as they move to that choke point. A little bit of a naval battle again here. Looks like Spaceman is just out of a vehicle swimming.
Oh, he's hit him in the head. You've got to come up. You've got to come up for breath. It's not the... Oh, no, he died in the water.
That's right. Reminding everyone that PUBG is a survival game. There are rules that apply. Rules of gravity, rules of oxygen. And you've got to be smarter than to swim in open water.
Rich Connor dead. IT4I spots him. That's the mini going to work. Another one will leave us. Takes us down to 69 players. Nice. Mini and a shot.
This is great.
Interesting.
Oh, 69 players. Nice.
Sorry to go.
Well, yeah.
This is great. We're seeing faster kills in the second round, and we've already seen 2 confirmed players in our top 5 go out very early, which means that we don't even know who the top players are in these lobbies. Players can make their own luck. There's still lots of time for them to grab these players. As Bibbin, a player that we did see last game, taking some shots, not going to be able to finish.
Well, the issue is the scope. He's trying to hit him at range with a holographic. Now, it's not the worst scope in the world, but it's not to be used at range with a DMR. So now the player that he was going for, which I believe said Goats, I'm looking at distance. Oh, never mind, he's dead anyway. It's he's gone. Goat has gone. Mountain sees him from the building on the opposing side. Gives the information back that they do have a player lurking. That circle is absolutely god-awful. It keeps 50% water
there's
in.
that bridge.
It forces everybody into the melee. This could be interesting. The bridge battle is about to begin. There is a load of players here, and there's 2 at the other end. They're going to be waiting to try and take these out. Does he... They're not shooting one another. Okay, I was expecting him to do the car lean around, but he's probably more concerned about the ones at the end of it here. Paige is there.
Paige.
Leans out. There's the first one. Little bit of damage done. Second one. Kills him.
JJ bang bang down. Jang. Oh. Paige makes good use of that choke point there, just as you predicted.
There's more coming, though. Now that they've heard that noise, he has to be very aware, so he'll probably back away from this one. Vegas, on the other hand, just down in the open areas, looking to try and capitalize just on the outskirts of... He's within Sosnovka itself. He can... Excuse me, it's just outside of the melee itself. The runway just on his mini-map above him. He'll play these containers, and... You know, he's pretty square. The center of the circle here, which is good for him. It gives him an upper hand for this next circle, should it push in and be on his side. Still, with the amount of water that's in play, there is a limited amount to support 61 players.
Mr. Becker, sir, you're getting a lot of questions about your ab routine in chat. Just quite, you might have to do a tutorial or something. You're getting a lot of questions.
Every morning I wake up and eat 52 oranges. That's step 1. At all times, I have one of those electric shocky things on. Okay, and it's actually extremely painful being me, but I'm such a man that I no longer even feel it. That's really all it comes down to.
No pain, no gain.
After this tournament, I'm going to grab snackers or stackers of whatever his name is right there. And I got to take one on my shoulder and help him strengthen up. All right. Because kids getting killed by hills and shit, you know?
Snackers.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Snackers confirmed.
Mm-hmm. A lot of ham. Okay. A lot of ham too. Oldless, for example. Really, that's why he's doing so well. He's popped up on ham and Red Bull right now. And that's also the secret. I bet Oldless has great abs.
There you go.
He's dead at the moment,
great
so
abs. Yeah. What?
He's dead. He died
Yeah.
earlier on. Poor
He
bugger.
did he get killed?
He was playing the hot hand and he overplayed.
Bad abs. Bad abs. If he worked out today, instead of being locked in the refrigerator, if Vidor hadn't locked him in the refrigerator and beat him so savagely before this tournament, he probably would have been able to get in an ab routine.
Oh, Miller Stan. Mountain and Miller are in the exact same building. I don't know.
That's
Oh,
awful.
no.
I'm
my
actually
God.
offended by seeing someone lay down on the floor watching a door. This hurts me. Horrible
Oh.
human being.
He sees him. Oh, Mountain. Mountain was sleeping. Gives Miller all that he needs to punish him. Oh, you love to see the rats trapped. I can't believe Mountain had taken such a firm camping position and missed his moment. What are you doing?
That's how you take out rats. Flashbang and a shotgun.
We actually have a very large community of rats in Neo Tokyo. It's an odd thing.
Oh,
No, seriously, but sorry. So like we have this big giant channel we started up, and then we have like this free channel for like pieces of shit who aren't in Neo Tokyo and like but want to like lurk on the outside. And from the ruins of that, these people founded this rat community. It has a rat king and everything, and it's like this little weird offshoot of savages that just formed in our Discord, and we just it's just there. It's very odd.
The others, so to speak.
Yeah, the others.
And Private Party spotting Radmir85, who again is in transition, in blue, without a boat, and he's gonna pay for it. I'm not sure. Now Sims, if you're putting yourself in these players' mindset, are they swimming unaided because they have no other option, or is it just bad plays?
I think if you're swimming at this stage, you just shit out of luck. There's nothing else you can really do about it. I mean, you've got the boats. I don't see anyone in the water at the moment, bar the one boat which will be hitting the shoreline any second. But there are two players down there, including NT Outer. I said it right this time. Don't give me.
There you go.
He's down there on the cliff side, so able to watch over the ferry port. But you are now coming to a stage where it's like, pick your poison. Which side do you want to be? Are you inside Millie? Are you going to play Millie and hope for the Millie player? Or are you outside? I think the ones at the moment where Vegas was previously, he knows. He knows. The gamer knows that someone's lurking upstairs. The smoke could go through the window, and it would do two things. It will occlude his vision, but also occlude his sound. But that's someone else. That's a shot from a different place altogether. A good nade for now. We'll give him a little bit of time. The molly will fall back to push. Mr. 3T Gamer back. But it shows you kind of what we're pressing in here with the three-way. You try and take on one, and instantly, and that's the problem with playing the blue, sadly. Even a little bit of damage, you win the fight, but ultimately the blue finishes you off.
And that's a swing of 3 points, at least in Zach's direction, and giving up no points to an opponent. I guess if you had to go down, you're caught way in blue. That's the way you'd want it. Earlier, as you were talking, we saw NT Outer with another kill in the kill feed. Our #1 player sitting on 62 points. He's not slowing down.
Slight calm before the storm. Page in the kill feed. Still picking up frags, and the three-way that we spoke about earlier on for that one compound, it's a solid compound
Vegas
for
is
now.
still there. Snackers, he's lurking by cliffs. That's not a good place for him to be. Those things, he's taking a lot of chances down there. You see him?
After
Right
the previous round with the trip over.
Yeah, those cliffs are like tigers. They'll come up behind you and just nip you.
Picks at 8, another player who availed themselves quite well in round #1, trying to line up that perfect shot. But it's risky. He misses, he gives away his position, and could get clapped himself. It's hard to see if Snipe Gunner knows he's there.
He's got the DMR, so he's at least got, we can keep just tanking bullets if he does miss the first one, but the Snipe Gunner does have the M24, so he turns on him and just hits him in the head and domes him. He's a dead man, sadly. Wooly holding the edge, but not looking towards the blue. Wooly, you've got to be facing this way, my man. If you get inside that vehicle, it could be probably... He hasn't noticed him. He's just wandering in the... I can't believe he's got no health whatsoever to be able to do that. That's lackluster on Wooly's side. He should have been watching the blue. Like, this man had barely any life, and he was still allowed to have his own way with him. I should have checked that corner.
Absolutely. If you're going to be taking that strategy of watching people coming out of blue, you've got to actually get the people coming out of blue. Snipe Gunner actually sees Pixa. Pixa's maybe going to regret taking as much time as he has. Snipe Gunner playing pretty confidently, trying to hit those shots, lining up with his namesake. I don't know how long they're going to take this battle in the open for fear of third partying, but we might see a little 1v1 here.
Well, that's the thing. He's just got to apply the pressure, and the M24, it's a deadly weapon, and it's also a scary weapon when it's aiming your way. All he needs is one headshot, and it's GG, and that's exactly why Pixa's trying to move. Has to be aware of people coming from the flank from behind. It's not even necessarily a flank. It's just an entry point in at this point towards this circle. First sacrifice gets away with his life inside the vehicle. Initial damage will be done to Snipe Gunner. Now he has to hit the meds. Any nades come rolling down this hill, it's problematic. Pixa's got to go for the run. The nades out, it might just fall short, but the shot's in the back that's already been done to Snipe Gunner. Smokes will go down because he needs to heal, but the nades are already going to be floating his way. One under the vehicle, and he's going to be saying goodbye. Second one's close. Does it hit the vehicle? Oof. It gets him. And it doesn't actually, the nade doesn't kill him. It pushes the vehicle on top of him, and the vehicle splatters him.
Pixa probably in a worst-case scenario here, as he's attracted Paige, who's been one of the stronger players in this lobby, gets nothing out of that engagement, used a lot. Of course, he's going to get some loot off of his opponent, but I can't believe it. It just nudged the car right onto his head.
It's going to be devastating. Getting killed by your own vehicle. Oof. Not even driving it or moving it either.
But I don't know if I don't know who's more mad, Pixa or Snipe Gun. Pixa gets nothing either. I guess he's still alive. That's what he gets.
Oh yeah, I'm forgetting about that. Obviously, don't get the 3, but the car gets the 3 points.
Yeah, is the car on the leaderboard? Can the car get an NFT?
That's a fair whack of damage done from Paige, but he does have a player pulling up behind him. Paige is in a very, very difficult and precarious position here with Biggie, your boy Biggie, just behind him.
My boy Biggie.
There's nowhere to move as well. Look at the flames all around him. 2 mollies. Third one will go down. 4th. How many? What has this boy been doing in his garage? Just cooking up mollies to keep him back at bay here. Oof. And more importantly, he can hold the line against these 2 players. Ragnar, I think it's Ragnar, is just behind him, so he can't make too much noise.
Oh, but he goes down to blue.
Nowhere to move, sadly.
Paige having to take some wild shots. He doesn't have time. Sitting in blue. Going to be missing. Pixa has nothing to lose and everything to gain here. About to go down. Can he hit the shots? Is he going to get the kill feed? And again, Pixa gets robbed.
He stood in fire.
And he's on fire. Oh.
Thankfully, he's got the meds to survive this. It will go off and continue forward. So what we got here? We got Ape, Ragnar, Citizen, Pixa, all west. You've got 2 or 3 people center. You have, I believe, it's Boss of Money, I think, if I'm looking at it. The names are quite hard to read. Silly mode towards the northern side. And then you have this band down towards the south from Snickers, whose POV you're watching now. That's a damn good shot. It forces the player to move because the blue's on his back. He has to get the quick heal and then have to expose himself as well. Meanwhile, over by the runway, Citizen does go down, and FF8 will continue to hold the military side, but Ragnar will have to go his way. Ragnar's been just quite passive and quite quiet, but eventually Ape's position will become noted.
Yeah, and Hisaka was able to answer to Snakers. Hitting those shots now. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a third party. Matt Hall from where? Must have been, wow, far away. Matt now in position to not only take out Snakers, but also to get Hisoka. Not looking good for Hisoka.
He's got to move. One good nade over the top, though. It could just force him out into the open, but the blue's going to... Oh, that's not him. That's an SLR from a different position.
Hanabi is third partying the third party. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Now Matt is right back in the horrible position he had put other people in. Ragnar taking over there. Wow, we're seeing some quite interesting free-for-all dynamics.
Is Snackers still in the game? That's what I'm interested in at this point in time. I took a break for a second. Is he in? Or
he's very sadly just died. You've just missed the death.
Oh, what got him this time? Was it like a beaver or something? maybe a small child came and beat him up. No. Oh,
No,
God,
it was a gunplay.
It was.
It was a gun, in fact.
He got taken out by a squirrel this time. He's a very fragile guy.
Oh, guys, come to play an NFT tournament and just get some abused on
He
stream.
needs to drink some protein powder and get it in the gym.
Hanabi going to be finishing that engagement on Matt Hall. Hanabi really the king of the third party there. We saw a 4-way third party. Hanabi walking away with 2 kills. We also just saw what's happening so often, Sims, in this round is players losing out on points due to cars, due to blue. And we saw Miller there take that jump aggressive play just so he could be the one that gets the kills and shortly dies from blue.
That's the way to do it, right? Even if it's going to be drop damage, whether it's going to be fire damage, you might as well just try and pick up 3 points before going out rather than being the meal yourself. I think the next battle that we need to watch out for will be Silly Mode and Boss of Money towards the northern side. They both have to cross the runway. There's very little cover while doing that unless one of them has a vehicle. I think they're both playing... All right, one of them is playing the new broken terrain. The other one is actually kind of in a parallel situation, a very similar situation for both of these players. And unless they have the vehicle again, they will have to move. There's a vehicle in the middle of it. I mean, that's a big bag of bait. If I've ever seen one, depending whether it has vehicles, is a different question altogether. They've noted each other's presence. Ragnar, by the way, who's also another professional player, passive in the back, has made his way to this point. Just be aware of him to mop up all these kills on the side. But the problem for Ragnar is across the road from him is Pixar. Thank you very much, observers. Absolutely on time. Pixar uses the vehicle to get a slight elevation onto Ragnar, disposes of him, and now he can try and take control of this side. He'll take Ragnar's position, take his body box, move forward, and maybe just try and hold off Boss of Money and Silly Mode.
Great shots by Boss, pushing Silly back, able to cross that open terrain. You just saw Pixa in about his, Sims, what do you say, 8th fight, but he finally got his 2nd kill. Pixa's been just really popping off and has just now been able to secure his 2nd kill. We also saw a little bit ago Vegas taking a more central position in the map, and I think that's because there's a building he's able to occupy.
Yeah, the containers, he's been there for quite some time, right? He took this position early game, and it's absolutely paying dividends now towards the late game. He's got 360 cover. It is going to be an issue if people start to enclose on his territory. He'll have to take single fights, and depending where they are, which side of the map, north, east, south, west, he'll have to individually select those players and take those battles one-on-one. Gives an easy time for someone to try and creep up behind him and get involved within his little compound. Picks up, like what you noted though, a lot of battles staying very mobile, but with a fresh crate, that is level 3 gear. Chest, helmet, didn't see if a gun was also picked up. But right now, survivability is well and truly going to be on his side with that additional box that he's got. Getting that loot at this stage of the game, it's not often that we see players going for it, but while it's there, you might as well capitalize on it. This will give him a bit of a leg up.
Yep, 7 players alive. About to close in to another smaller play field there. Allows Vegas to stay in containers on the edge. Hanabi is really got a lot of open ground to cover. I'm curious there if Vegas is going to spot him out.
Well, this makes
taking more shots.
It's going to be a bit easier for... Okay, so he did pick up... Excuse me. He was already on with the level 3. I'm thinking now the AUG is a crit gun anyway, so he's picking it up. Vegas is there to grab the initial one, so Pix is actually looted and booted and ready to take on these battles should he be able to get towards Vegas's position. With the circle being where it is, it closes off a good amount of ground from his south, so he needs to fight these battles individually. The next one will be Hanabi, working his way up slowly but surely, has a good indication that someone's there from the previous fight. The initial lethal utility will be expanded, and it hits its frigging target. That's a blind need straight in. Second one to follow up, but remember, the crates will give Vegas this much-needed cover. However, the player is pushing in aggressively.
Now Vegas is healing up. Doesn't really know how close Hanabi is. He's throwing out some tactical grenades to maybe ward off the presence of an enemy. Trying to find him. There he goes. He sees him.
Look at that
Grenade's
aggression.
gonna land. Oof. My opinion. So great.
You can't, like... You can't teach that from a PUBG player's perspective. He throws the nade down. He's been tagged up. He has the offhand. He pushes aggressively. Opposing player, no idea. The absolute perfect aggression. The great time to do it there. Pays off for Vegas. Takes the frag and stays in the top 5.
Absolutely. I echo what you're saying is what oftentimes is going to set a player apart in tournaments like this is that when they push the advantage, when anyone else would think they have the disadvantage. And if I'm Vegas, I'm laying down prone in containers. Vegas said, no, I trust my shots. I trust my nades. I'm pushing for the kill, and he's the better man for it.
I mean, if it had sat in there, it would have been a disadvantage because then, opposing player, he's back on his track. He can watch the edge of it, work your way in. Now he's got free reign. However, he does have 4 players on the opposing side of the map. He needs either the circle to be favorable to him or for all these players to basically kick the living hell out of one another.
Ixa with the on-time grenade. Doesn't hit a car this time. Hits the player. He's going to be sitting on 3 kills, 9 points needed for Pixa at 8 here. Haven't really seen anything out of damage, have we? Not seen him in any of the engagements.
He's just been chilling. He's biding his time. He's made it to top 4, so he's done all right for his, I don't know how many frags he's actually on, but he's at least got some points within the top 4 for his team and takes him one step closer, or for his guild. 3 kills, okay, 3, 6, 9. 9 points up in 4th as well, so we've got some points. We don't have our previous winner at this point. Outer's not here. So that at least, again, this is where the lobbies begin to change. We're going to have a new winner this time round. Then things get really spicy because it's not just one person running away with the entire tournament. This is what we want to see, different winners. And at least a close competition at the upper echelons of the board, rather than seeing one person just walk away with the whole thing. As Alex mentioned before, there's a lot more than just playing for that first spot. People are going to benefit from the top 10. If you're getting players up there, the guilds are going to be happy.
And then in here. Game like PUBG, every footstep, every crouch, every angle, every shot matters. Silly Mode's going to be trying to push the advantage on Vegas as he takes a couple quick shots on him. I don't see him pushing across that wide open space, though. He's just trying to let people know he's there, hoping to maybe close a player out early. But Vegas is in blue, so he does have the advantage.
He can use the car to help him out. I think he's going to move away from this brick line. He's going to get double stemmed up, get his health topped up the best he can, but he will have to move. I'm pretty sure his legs aren't in there. It could be. Yeah, but he's going to have to absolutely dive bomb it here. Oof. Crouch and wiggle, hope for the best. Left and right, left and right. But he has maintained survivability. He is in. Now, all eyes on the prize. No more circles. We have 3 seconds, and the blue just pushes in. You get touched by this blue, you pretty much lose your health, you're dead. There's nothing you can do about this, you've got to go. Center point, closer. Oh, first place spotted. Double headshot Pixa. On to damage. That is 4 kills in the bank for Pixa. We have to remember, Vegas is going to come through on this, and he should be able to see him from this side. The level 3 helmet won't tap. Oh, spun on! Pixa with the AUG. Now it goes into a one-on-one.
Pixa, absolute monster, pushing through so much adversity. All of a sudden, poised to win.
GG.
All right. 6
frags and a win. The spin onto Vegas, the transfer onto the player opposing. That is a phenomenal way to end it, and a phenomenal way to pick up game number 2.
I almost had to get you socks there, my friend. I almost had to get you socks.
It was
close.
Yeah. I have to live with holes once again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're seeing the kill feed there. Several players sitting in the 3-kill area, but Pixa not only being the kill leader, but getting the W. That's major points. And depending on how Outer did last time, could definitely put him in first place. I love this play that we're seeing here. Miller absolutely punishing the camping by Mountain there. Mountain just completely unawares, private, picking off people in the ocean. But Sims, I'm shook from Pixa, how he just took over that game in the last few moments.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal job. I mean, there is some benefit. You can even see from the adversity of what he was battling from and where he's actually come from on the map. All the different things that he's had to go through to get to that point. But most importantly, it came into effect. He's got level 3 gear. The survivability is there. He's got a crate gun in the AUG. It's like, I mean, that thing's a drill. It might only be 5.56, but it has a very, very, very small amount of kick to it. It's basically what I'm trying to say. It's a bit of a laser beam. Ragnar, very sadly, trying to pull the same principle of what he was doing before, but it's an easy tap kill because it's not doing it. This is a fantastic play. In with the nade, push him, flush him, bye-bye, job done. But Pixar's like all the elements here. There's the first one. Gets shot in the side. Watch this turn. Few taps down, turns, spins. See you later, Vegas. Bye-bye. And then on to the third and final one. Like he just dominated the final circle. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and there are plays, there are tactics, there are angles, there's loot. But when you hit your shots like Pixa did on that turn, that's all that really matters. And it was like it was a deletion. Pixa's probably feeling really good right about now, Sims. Although he does have a big target on his head going into next round, he certainly showed out.
Yeah, I'd be quite happy with that one. You're going to be looking at some serious points, even when most of the frags came from the end game. You're clearing those up. I mean, alone from that final engagement, 3, 6, 9 points plus the 50 in the bag for the win. Pretty happy with that one, John.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're going to take a short break as we tally up the leaderboards. Don't go anywhere. And hey, put in the chat for us, who are you rooting for? There's a lot of guilds, a lot of players, a lot on the line. Let us know in the chat who you and your guild, you as an individual, are rooting for as we head to the break. We'll be right back.
Glistens off the streets. Rainfall washes away the memories in binary. Salvation bathes us in its glow. We look up to the sky and dream of Neo Tokyo. Let go, take flight. Dreams begin to reignite. So clear, so bright, we're glowing in the dead of night.
Oh my gosh. Look, guys, the facade of me being a functionally competent streamer just keeps falling apart as I start off these streams without my mic on, but at least we got the audio right this time. We're nailing it. So, guys, we're halfway through. We've had our winners. The Kraken Guild is absolutely killing it. I believe that, yeah, it's the Kraken Guild. That's what we got going on in chat right now. And also, as promised on Twitter, at ZSS Becker, you can see my tweet right here. You should follow me there because I do a lot of NFT giveaways and really cool stuff on there, and I'm about to do one right now because I promised if people shared the post about the meta tournament, I would go and pick someone and I would send them a $2,000 NFT. So let's scrim through. Look at this. Who's got the most offensive name? NFT Lovin at NFT_Lovin. You win. Taking a screenshot. Congratulations. I'm going to be sending you I think like a 1 or 2 Doge Pound puppies, which are worth $2,000. If you want to get in on that sweet juice, follow me at ZSS Becker on Twitter. Now, that being said, guys, we got a really cool game coming up right now. We're going to be playing on Sandhawk, which kind of sounds like a dirty word if you say it. If you walk into a room and scream Sandhawk, it kind of sounds offensive, doesn't it? Anyways, we're going to be playing at that. I don't know what it is. I've never played on it. But it's a little bit smaller map. It's going to be a little bit more chaotic, so we get kills a lot faster. And it'll basically, hopefully, be a massive clusterfuck because, that's the funnest way to do these kind of things. So, that being said, guys, I'm going to turn over to Sim and John.
Hey, that's exciting. We know that there's about 100 people playing.
But do me a favor real quick. Just
yes,
say, I saw his Sandhawk.
I saw his Sandhawk?
Sandhawk. Doesn't it sound like a dirty word? It does. It really does.
Don't say it 3 times fast. How about that?
Your mother has a huge Sandhawk.
That's the one.
All right, well, we know there's about 100 people playing, but there's thousands of you watching, and so we wanted to bring you guys a fast-paced action game. That's the kind of mobility and flexibility we get to have in such a fun, unique, competitive atmosphere like this. So, Sims, what can we expect from this new map?
Honestly, I mean, I want to agree with what you were saying, John, but I think it's just Alex's way of ruining everyone's day because this is going to be a complete and utter disaster. It really is.
Really,
this
the
is
goal. I hear it's glitchy too.
Well, the thing is, it's not really built for 100 players. It's a bit small.
We want it to be a cluster to give everyone an equal chance. We got these really good players in here. If I had my way, we'd mess it up even more. But this is as good as we're going to get.
This does give the little man a little bit of an advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could catch them off guard. We've got a lot of little shanty shacks. You're going to be looking and scraping.
Little guys
and
love
for loot.
Sandhawk. They love a big Sandhawk.
Okay,
it's a great thing to enjoy on a Saturday.
Is this going to be a terminology that you're using outside of gaming, Alex?
100 men, 1 Sandhawk.
Hey, well, on that note, we do have our leaderboards from the first 2 games. We're playing 4 games today, so these leaderboards are really starting to carry some weight here. We see a lot has happened here, though, Sim. Some players that maybe are going to surprise you. All about the kills. Picks at 8, of course, though, leading the way with 68 points.
Yeah, the points dynamics is very, very interesting. Again, we keep speaking about it time and time again. 50 for the win and then 3 for every single frag afterwards. It does descend as you go down in the placements. By the time this is all said and done, we will have an overall leader. You are being able to tell, though, throughout the leaderboards, there are going to be differences and people can catch up there. Consistency is the name of the game. Even if you don't win one of these 4 games, provided that you are picking up the frags and provided you are staying in that top 5 to top 10, it's going to give you a chance. A small chance, but there's still going to be a chance.
Yeah, and we've seen players employ a lot of different strategies. Of course, many of those are going to be thrown out the window because of this new map. But we've seen players, Sims, try to play it slow. And I feel like the theme that we've seen is that fortune favors the bold. Not the stupid, but fortune is favoring those players. Picks at 8. Our first place player we had said it long before we would have called him the match winner. He was the most aggressive player that we were observing. And I think it really paid off for him.
I think the best terminology here is being proactive, right? Just making sure that you're keeping control of your own area. Make sure you're monitoring a position of the map. The one with Pix, it wasn't like it was a quiet ending by any means. He was in fights all the way up to that point in the circle. He had to fight for his position at the end of the day. It wasn't just a complete given. There were plenty of frags that came through. There were plenty of... Actually, not even too many frags in comparison to how many battles are within it. You alluded to that. The one thing I will say is this map is going to be a different bag of fish altogether. This is just going to be something completely different. You have no ways to camp on this. It's a much smaller map. It's going to be a fast-paced dynamic. There is some big areas that we kind of want to keep in our mind, one of them being boot camp in particular. This is like the main hot drop zone. If people go boot camp, it's going to be a public bloodbath. It's really as simple as that. There's certain specific areas on this map, and it's not like when you have 100 players on here, there's nowhere to hide, is what I'm trying to say. There will be early engagements. There will be a lot of deaths from the start.
And here is that aforementioned map. Obviously, you can see just by the points of interest